strike zone, got deep into a game. I've said it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I really believe this. If this kid throws strikes like he has been, he's going to win baseball games because he's got the kind of stuff. It's tough to hit, and when he throws like he did today, and under the conditions today, it's just going to get better.
How has he been able to make that transition from last year, just in the offseason? He obviously throws a lot more strikes than he did even just from last year now.
Well, I tell you, Kevin, once you get up here and he spends some time up here, he knows he can compete here. He trusts his stuff. He knows that he can, if he makes pitches, he's going to get outs up here. I think that month and a half he spent here last year was a tremendous experience leading into this year. I think he pitches with great confidence up here, and he knows that he's got good enough stuff to get the best hitters in the game out.
Was there a point today where you thought he had good enough stuff to pitch a no-hitter?
Oh, absolutely. When you go through that lineup 2 times and they don't have a hit yet, he's got the kind of stuff to go through him a 3rd time too. So I told Dan we got a number in mind, but of pitches, but we're going to get to that point. I'm going to give him a chance to get there.
What was the number?
Doesn't matter now. We'll get there.
Does the velocity just go up when he senses as the game goes on? Is that rare?
Well, it's not, Adam. It's not rare, and that's what you see all the great pitchers. When they get when they need it, they can reach back and get it. As that game went along, he knew what was going on. Don't let him tell you he didn't know what was. He knew what was going on. And when it came down to those big guys, they're going to see some his best stuff.
Sir, it looked, at least on TV from the camera standpoint, that he was still pretty calm after allowing that home run. What was his reaction in the dugout? And if that was the case, were you impressed just by that?
Well, I mean, he just came off and said, "You doing okay?" He said, "Yeah, I'm doing fine." So I mean, he took it with a grain of salt. He went out, with his best stuff, and Justin hit it. So there's not much you can do.
But is that impressive though that he still went out and got outs after that?
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he pitched a brilliant game. He's smart enough to know that that's what counts. What counts is to get deep in the game. Yeah, I'm sure he's a little disappointed when he hit the home run, but he got the next guy, and he got to go get the next hitter out, and he did that.
If I could ask one non-Barbie question, this team wasn't a home run hitting team last year, and it wasn't necessarily supposed to be when this year we've had a home run in every game. What does that mean?
Well, I didn't know that, but I know we've hit a lot of home runs this year, but I didn't have one every game. But, when you look at our lineup, I think that's going to be one of our strengths. We don't have base stealing kind of guys. I don't know. David and Murph have both been 300 hitters in their careers, but we don't have a lot of guys like that. And so we're going to have to live and die with some power, and that's why I've said before. We get Ike started, when Ike gets going, you got a chance to be dangerous.
Okay. Terry, thanks.
Thank you, Terry.
I think that all the guys are making plays. The biggest thing is blocking out the door and the hits and keeping doing what I'm doing. And the guys are making plays.
You had been really bedded up in that last inning with the loss of Eisner. You were going for the jugular, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I felt good, so why not get a little extra out of it? I knew I was probably approaching my my max pitch count, so I was leaving it all on the table, going out there and trying to put up more zero.
Where were you trying to put the pitch to more now?
It was a slider in. Just it was a good pitch, and he just put a good swing on it. And I think we had gone in there 3 or 4 times, thrown with the slider. And looking back, probably should have gone another changeup or something, or a fastball. But I made a good pitch, and he put a good swing on it.
Where were you the night of the last no-hitter? Do you remember? What were you thinking of?
I can't remember. AAA somewhere. I don't remember exactly. Obviously, we were watching virtually.
Did you think if you'd gotten past those 3 there that you might have been clear?
Yeah, I mean, you never know. It's. I know the pitch count was getting up, and I don't know even if I had it, if he was going to let me back out there with 107 pitches. So, I'm happy we got a win, and now it's time to move on.
Could you have envisioned a scenario where you didn't get it back out there for the win?
It would have been tough. It would have been a fight. I would have been fighting for him. I might have dropped the gloves, but it was a good game. We needed that win, and it was good.
Now, are you pretty happy with the way how deep you've gone into games? That's for the first thing.
That was the biggest thing that I wanted to work on this offseason in spring training. Is 7-8 innings, and like I've said, it's only thrown 23 innings so far, and it's I've got 180 left or more, so we still have a lot of work to do, and hopefully I can keep pumping out 7, 8 innings.
How'd you feel your command was today compared to the prior 2 starts this season?
It was good at times when I needed to, but I'd say this one was a little more similar to the one in Philly. I think I was going in well against lefties when I needed to. And, I'm never going to be happy about walking people. So, the 2 walks that I had tonight, there's stuff to work on. But overall, when I needed to make a pitch, I was able to do that.
Were there some pitches that were easier to grip today in the cold than others?
Yeah, I mean, anytime it's going to be cold, you're going to have some trouble. But, I really didn't have, much difficult, issues with that. It was pretty much, fastball was good. I was able to throw a changeup when I needed to. And, the slider was right where I wanted. The only thing was the curveball a little bit was up, kind of slipped down a couple times, but that was expected. I from my first start, I knew that was going to be a difficult pitch to command, and I didn't shy away from it. I just tried to do a little extra to just keep my hand warm.
Was there a point where you were like, holy cow, I got a real shot at this?
Yeah, I think after the 6th inning, I sat down in the dugout and at that point, I think I kind of realized that it was a possibility, and the 7th. I think the 7th inning I knew was going to be the toughest inning for me, and I got 2 outs there. He just made a good pitch, or made a good swing and a good pitch.
At what point were you getting the whole getting ignored in the dugout and all that?
What's that?
At what point were you kind of getting ignored in the dugout and got?
Oh no, it was the same the whole time. It was we keep things pretty loose, and I'm never going to be uptight and not want people to talk to me or whatnot. It's it's a baseball game.
And that ball's going down the line. Were you as curious as anyone, I would imagine?
Yeah, I mean, I was blowing it foul, but I knew he did it pretty well. So if it was going anywhere, it was going out. So like I said, it was a good swing, on a good pitch, and that's that.
Would you have had one in college or high school? Or?
I think high school a couple of times, but obviously it's 7 innings. They're 9, so I'll be pushing through.
Now, were you aware of the pitch limit you had, or did they remind you of it as this thing was unfolding? Or were you guessing, were you just anticipating sort of what it?
Yeah, I mean, on a cold day, I wouldn't expect to go more than 105, 110, which I haven't done all year, so. After that 7th inning, going back out there with 90+ pitches, so, it's either going to have to go 3-pitch inning or I was probably down after the 8th.
Thanks. 13th big league start. Wow, you a little bit what he's able to do out there so far.
It looks like he made his 1300 the way he pitched out there. He's amazing. He throw 97, be young, and be able to use his other pitches like he does and hit his spots. Facing Miles, Renault, we got 3 big guys, 3 tough guys doing it. So, middle of the lineup, he was hitting his spots. He did his homework. His Reddish working well with John Buck. It's just all around, just amazing.
Is there a feeling, just team-wise, when he starts out there? Does he have that presence, that aura already?
Yeah, he's one of those guys. Certain guys when you're out there, you know what he's bringing to the table. So, but it's that bulldog mentality. He's going to work hard, and you want to work hard for him. So it's nice. It's nice when he's out there. Try to get him a run or two, and you have a good chance to win.
This offense has had a pretty good start to the year, and especially in the home run department, which I don't know if many people expected that. Just tell me about what you've seen so far as a group overall.
I saw this from training. These guys, they work hard. We work on a tennis ball machine, a slider machine, take our flips, extra batting practice. We're filming, looking at film, going over scouting reports, so we know exactly what guys are trying to do to us. We're making adjustments, so Hutch has done a great job of getting us prepared, and it's showing right now. We just have to keep going.
The home run, you looking for anything in particular there?
2-0 pitch, looking for a strike. So, my first at bat, he's throwing cutters in. change-ups away. I know he had a good breaking ball. I was hoping I didn't have to get to it, but usually those are 2 strikes to righties with runners in scoring position. So it was just one of those things. He just made one mistake, and I got a hold of it.
After just missing it yesterday, did you have to give it a little longer look today to make sure it was out?
No, I didn't even look at it. It was one of those, you swing, you get it. So if it went to right field, it's a different story. But I got it to the better part of the park for me.
Well, how about you? Was there a point that you either knew or looked up and said, "Oh man, no hitter"? Like, when do you get that feeling?
Yes, you saw him the first couple innings. He had no hit stuff. In the outfield, he's hoping anything that comes out there, you're gonna go get. I was thinking if the ball hit to me on the ground, I was gonna try to throw him out at first. So, but it was one of those things you start thinking about it and you hope he gets it.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Wasn't my fault.
When you're catching, at what point are you thinking this guy's got no good stuff?
Well, I felt more nose at bat than that. I think that was talking about the no-hitter. I think that's at bat I felt we needed to get past, just because you have the righties coming up after that. And then some of the younger, less experienced guys want to shoot for it. That would be the recipe to do it. So I felt Morneau was our nemesis today, as he showed.
John, that didn't look like a bad pitch. I mean, it looked like it was cutter or slider down. Were you happy with the pitch?
Yeah, there's a reason that guy's an all-star.
Yeah.
He threw the same pitch that he fouled off in the dugout. Afterwards, we both looked at each other and said, "Change up." We both agreed. So it was just shoulda, coulda, woulda. But it wasn't that bad of a pitch. It's just he's a freak.
Yeah. John, what's it been like just to catch his first 3 starts this year? And obviously, you guys have been in a great rhythm, and 6 hits and 3 starts is pretty insane too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It gives you a lot of weapons to work with, and the most fun, exciting part about it is right after he wants to evaluate his starts and say, "Hey, what could we have done better here and here?" That's the exciting part, because he's not satisfied. He knows that there's room to improve on, and then also likes to go over some of the good sequences as well and stroke himself. But he is definitely looking to get better even off of this start.
When Morneau gets hold of that pitch, do you think maybe it's going to get a little bit right of that?
I was talking to it. I was like, just keep hooking. But he did a good job. I could tell as I was looking up, it wasn't hooking. Unless it knuckled it. I was talking to it, but didn't listen.
John, when he asks you, when you talk about what he can do better, what do you tell him?
Usually it's like a sequence. I know what he's talking about. It's usually those type of things, a certain particular hitter or sequence, or maybe a hitter or when he came out. There when he had a couple long innings when he came out. There's a whole little things of I got to be a little more ready to come out. Walk that first hitter. Little things like that. He does, like I said, he pays attention to detail, and those are the little things that he wants to get better at and have repeat itself later. So that's, like I said, that's exciting for me to see.
After you give up the home run, you worry about, his mindset at all? He seemed to buckle right down.
Yeah, no. That's one of his pluses, to be able to stay focused. I don't think we'll ever see Harper back off of anything. If anything, I gotta ask him to, especially in that situation. I think David went out there to see. He saw David and quickly turned away because I think he saw that he was pretty locked in.